Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Monday, the 17th of March. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right, okay, great. Let's have a look at the overnights. We had a nice rally on Friday, and I was saying on the bigger picture webinar that this may well have legs, and we could have a window here for a couple of week rally, and every reason technically to think that we would, unless this market is so weak that it just cannot manage it, which is possible. We did see such a period in the obviously in the COVID crash, but generally speaking, on a move down like this that's just done what it's done, and I'll show you more about that on the weekly chart, then you would expect to see a rally taking a week or two here, and we may well see that here. We've got a nice looking double bottom on ES. If we see it break up, we'll be looking at a target which would be in about the 58.50 area, I think. So we shall see. We haven't made, obviously, the main double top target. I think there's a pretty good chance we're going to make that target, but we could well see a rally here. On NQ, we have a nice looking flag here that is starting to break up, so this may actually just be a poorly formed double bottom. On RCY, we got a potential double bottom, hasn't broken up yet. We have broken over declining resistance. On YM, we've got, I think this looks like a double bottom again on RTH, but not so much on the YM chart. We had a whole load of weak sell signals fix overnight, and all of them failed overnight. So we're looking pretty good for this morning, I think. We shall see. All right, DAX and ESTX have both broken up from inverted head and shoulders, and we've got targets pretty close to retests of their highs. Obviously, these ones didn't decline like the Americans did. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Okay, now the thing I was looking at yesterday was the week on the bigger picture was the weekly middle bands. Now we've seen a spike through the weekly 3SD lower band here. Now these have a history. When we see this, we tend to see a rally that takes a couple of weeks, as we saw here. We saw a significant low here, so that lasted obviously a lot more than a couple of weeks. This was the 2020 crash, and we saw a spike below, and that continued down for 2 more weeks, and then serious low. We saw a spike down through here, which led to a rally which basically lasted a week or slightly more than that. We got a rally here which lasted a couple of weeks, almost made it here, and again made a rally which lasted a few weeks. There's quite a fair amount of history here. There's quite a lot of support when you reach the 3SD lower band. Here we made a significant low, and here, of course, we've done it again. The history is suggesting we would usually expect to see a rally that would take a couple of weeks, and we could see that here. It's pretty much the same on the others, but let's have a look at another thing which I look for at lows is I look for a pattern structure to become clear, and we have got that. Here we've got a nice looking support trend line here on SPX, very nice actually, and nice looking double bottom which was starting to break up with a target in the 5760 to 5780 area. That was starting to break up on Friday. Looking at the Qs, we've got a double bottom which was close to breaking up and will presumably break up first thing this morning. Decent looking pattern on Dia. This hasn't broken up yet, but it's got a target a bit higher in about the 417.5 area, and we will see whether it makes it. And looking at IWM, we've got a decent looking falling wedge as well. So in terms of the patterns, this is kind of what I would expect to see at a short-term low, and I'm liking a rally. Now I don't know whether, I mean, obviously, Trump talks every day about the countries he's going to destroy, and the tariffs he's going to put on, etc. Then obviously it might not get off the ground, but it's a very good technical setup for a rally. And actually, we've got a window of 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks, before the April the 2nd point at which Trump is planning to put a whole load more tariffs on. That is an opportunity potentially to see that. So nice looking little level bottom here. Looking at DAX, still got the overall sell signals, might well see a retest of this high though. Otherwise, if we don't, this could be a head and shoulders, of course. Nikkei, again, overdue a rally here. So we shall see. And we've got a possible RSI5 buy signal brewing. That's the other thing to mention on here. With this rally, we've actually had a couple of those buy signals that I was looking at on the RSI5 have actually fixed. We've got an RSI5 buy signal fixed on IWM. Looking at Dyer, we had a buy signal and that failed, but on Qs we had a buy signal that's reconfirmed on the lower low, and on SPX we've now got an RSI5 buy signal fixed too. So we've got the signals, we've got a very nice historical setup with the weekly 3SD lower band, and we've got this setup here for a decent rally if the market can manage it. I have to say, if we don't manage one here, then that really would be a sign that this market is very weak. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't be astounded to see that, but I think we've got an excellent position for a rally here, and we'll see whether we get it. Okay, let's have a look at DX. DX is failing to get off the ground so far. The weak sell signal has made target. Could be forming an IHS here, but it's not a great one. ZB, still in the bull flag. I think this is going to resolve into a retest of this high here, but this may well be the second high of a double top when we get there. Looking at CL, CL is trying to break up from a small double bottom, and it's got a target on the upside in about 71.25 area, and I think it could make it. We've got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing here as soon as we go back and retest this short-term high, and I'll be watching that. On NG, this has been bullish, doing a likely bullish consolidation, I think, but I am wondering, I've got a possible head and shoulder neckline in the monthly pivot area. I am wondering whether it's going there next, and this looks as though it might be a short-term bear flag there, so we shall see. On GC, nice move up here. I've got a lot of double tops here, potential double tops, which I'm keeping an eye on. We've got one here on gold, we got a 60-minute sell signal, 60-minute sell signal on silver, and we've got a potential double top here. We've also got very decent looking ones on GDX and GDXJ. Less decent looking one on HG, but obviously keeping an eye on that. We could see a reverse consolidation here, and possibly at the same time see a rally on DX. Not a great deal to say on the currencies today, really. Just consolidating. We're sort of between big pattern setups, but looking at KC, I'm still looking at a possible ABC flag here, wondering about 355 area. On SB, we made the double bottom target and have continued higher. Next obvious target is a retest of this high here in the 20 area. On CC, very nice looking double bottom setup. We could be looking at a decent rally here. If we saw a break over 87.50, we would be looking at a target in about the 97.50 area. On ZW, this has been a decent little rally, but I'm wondering whether this might be a bear flag forming. On corn, breaking up slightly over this declining resistance, wondering about a retest of this high. On soy, we've got potential level bottom here, but it's not great. I'd really prefer it if we saw a full retest of this low. On cotton, we've got a 60-minute sell signal fixed. Hasn't really delivered anything so far. Lumber, I'd like to see a retest of this high, but I'm not got any actual targets up there. On live cattle, we are moving back rapidly towards a retest of this prior high. And on lean hogs, we had a bit of a pullback here, which looks like a bullish retracement. We're coming back in for a retest. This could well continue higher, but needs to convert the monthly pivot at 98.70 to support. All right, great. Let's have a look at questions, of which we've had none. Okay, just to review, we've got a good-looking technical opportunity for a rally here. Normally, in this situation, we would see a rally that would last a couple of weeks. We do have a 2-week window before Trump's April 2nd, when he's planning to put a whole load more tariffs on. I am wondering if we can manage a rally there and potentially set up a form a bear flag and set up a decent short. That's what I'll be watching for. We will see how that goes. All right, great. In that case, if there's no questions, I think that's a wrap. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll have everything posted as soon as possible.